According to the president of Ripple, Monica Long, 2025 is going to be the best year yet for Ripple and XRP. And we're going to hone in on their choice to bring all of the post-trade settlement for a hidden road prime broker doing $3 trillion on a yearly basis to the XRP ledger, while also showcasing the rapid growth of RLUSD on these other different platforms in the ETH DeFi ecosystem and how they can bridge that liquidity back to the XRP ledger. So not only are they bringing, DeFi, other ecosystems back to the XRP ledger, they're also bringing TradeFi back to the XRP ledger, or introducing them to the XRP ledger for the first time. And we're going to break that down in today's video, why 2025 is going to be the best year yet for Ripple and XRP. And first point too, before you think that I'm just coming up with another clickbait headline, consider the fact that XRP's already closed 16 days above $3 here in 2025 so far. Never been done before on that XRP price chart. So from an XRP price chart standpoint, we already have had our best streak, our best run of XRP closing off 16 days above $3. So it's not just me, it's not just Monica Long saying that 2025 is going to be the best year yet for Ripple and XRP. We're already seeing it on the price chart, and we're going to break it down, the acquisition by Ripple, and more acquisitions to come, according to the president, Monica Long. Let's take a look. Markets are back up, and we love to see it today. Bitcoin above 95,000, actually pushed back up towards 96,000 this morning, getting pretty close there, but we absolutely love to see it. The back test that we had yesterday and the bounce for Bitcoin, the bounce for XRP, showing us big strength on display for this market. Bitcoin and XRP, the main drivers of this bull run and controlling the narrative of this market. We had a massive sell wall at 92 that we broke through. That was on Tuesday. And then we came back down on Wednesday to tap it. We came back down yesterday to tap it. And now we've built back up here all the way above 95,000 for Bitcoin. Love to see it. Now, XRP, despite closing off yesterday at 220, right, and finishing the day off red, the fact here is that we did get a big flush out down to 211, and that bounce back shows us how strong XRP remains with that massive buy wall, which got bought up at 204. You see it getting bought up here at 206, and now here it is getting bought up at 211, 212. We didn't even let XRP get down to 210 before it got bought back up. And XRP back up to 220. Love to see it. Big time strength on display for XRP. Now, I wanted to point out something very interesting that I just came across, and I'm actually going to be looking to partake in some trading using the XRP Nano Futures contract on Coinbase. For those of you guys who don't know, Coinbase went live with this futures contract on Monday. And so we've only had a few days of trading, but I'm already seeing huge premiums and discounts for this futures contract versus the spot price of XRP, presenting incredible arbitrage opportunities for traders who know what they're doing. And I'm a trader who, I describe my technical analysis as doofus moron TA. I do a little bit of trading here and there, but this is something I'm going to be looking into myself as a way to hedge my ridiculously long position in XRP, but also the arbitrage opportunities that we can take advantage of. Take a look at the price chart here to see what I'm talking about. This is incredible. So remember, XRP spot price on Tuesday, XRP went up to 230. XRP up to 230 in the spot market. And then yesterday, XRP went down to 211 on the spot market. Now, when I slide on down here to the Nano XRP futures contract on Coinbase, if you just type in Nano XRP futures on TradingView, this chart will pull up. Went live Monday. But check this out. On Wednesday, XRP spot market goes up to 230. On this futures contract, it went all the way up to 235. So it went a 5-cent premium on this futures contract on Wednesday. And then yesterday, when XRP went down to 211, check out where this futures contract went down to $1.95. A 16-cent discount from where the spot market's at. Now, this is not backed by XRP. It is not settled XRP. So the arbitrage strategies that I'm going to use to trade this are not going to earn me more XRP directly. It's going to earn me more funny fiat money which I could take that and buy more XRP, right? I could do that. But the idea here is you're going to be selling the premiums and you're going to be buying the discounts and just capitalizing on that arbitrage that we're seeing. Now, right now, this futures contract is at 218.5, while XRP is above 221 or 220 right now. Earlier, or just about 30 minutes ago, there was a 3-cent arbitrage opportunity. That gap is closing up right now, but this is, going to present a great opportunity for traders who can take advantage of this arbitrage that we're already seeing. And remember, we got the announcement that the CME, the largest derivatives platform in the world, is going to be going live with their futures contracts. That's going to be next month, May 19th. Okay. Interesting opportunity. I shared it with my Discord group this morning, and I'm going to be talking about that in my Discord weekly call tomorrow morning about these arbitrage strategies a little bit more in depth. And I'm going to explain how I'm going to be conducting those trades. So tap in through the Patreon to get access to Discord if you want to join us there. China exempts some U.S. imports from 125% tariffs, Reuters reports. So we're seeing China reporting that there are no negotiations taking place with President Trump, but yet we do see them conceding and allowing some of these products to be brought into China without the tariff. So, President Trump saying that negotiations are going great, fantastic, and we're going to have a great deal with China. China saying none of that's taking place, but actions speak louder than words, exempting some U.S. imports from that 125% tariff. I think a deal is right around the corner, and the market's been completely desensitized to the tariff talk. I think it's moving on up from here for our markets. And China's backed into a corner here with Apple planning to move production of all U.S. sold iPhones from China to India by 2026. So China's got to get a deal done, and they need it done quick. Now, I wanted to bring this up. I shared this in the live show last night, but I wanted to showcase it here again and ask you guys if you can show me examples of your state stupidity. If you could comment down below and let me know the stupidity that you're seeing in your state. Because while everybody's been focused on the tariffs and big bad Trump, we have some states that are going way backwards. They're going way forward with taxes and introducing new taxes and raising existing taxes. But as far as, allowing markets, capital, investments to grow and prosper, right, and the working class to get by without being burdened by more taxes, they're not allowing this to happen, and they got you focused up on Trump. Check this out. Let me run you through the list here on Oregon and Washington. What's being proposed right now in Oregon? 50% increase in gas tax tied to inflation, new 3% tire tax, 60% increase in car sales tax, additional 1% on your second car. And I joked about it on last night's live show. I said, why don't we just ban second cars? God forbid any Americans own a second car. How dare you? You need to give it up for the betterment of humanity. And I think we need to ban second cars. Joking, obviously, but what are we doing here? What are we doing? $66 increase in car registration fees, $90 increase in car title fees, 80% increase in payroll tax. I wonder why our economy is going to be struggling and heading into a recession. 80% increase in payroll tax. Holy cow. 16.9% increase in weight mile tax. New Amazon, UPS, and FedEx delivery charge. New mandatory road usage charge. And if you are going to save the environment and ride your bike, we're still going to tax your butt with a $9.50 increase on the bike tax. Next, we're going to tax your breathing, right? Okay, so that's Oregon. Now I'm going to show you Washington. We got some doozies on this list too. Here are the bills being proposed right now by the Democrats in Washington. We have one, allowing local property taxes to increase. Sure, why not? We already have one of the highest property taxes in the union. Let's just take it up a notch, huh? Raising taxes on Zyn and cigarettes. I saw somebody say that was 94%. So we're going to see the tax on that double. Okay, so for you Zinners and, cigaretters, I just make up that word, but you're going to get taxed. We're going to be taxing your butt a lot. Increasing the gas tax by 9 cents per gallon. We already have one of the highest gas taxes in our country. It's absolutely disgraceful. Increasing the Discover Pass fee by 50%. So when I go out to the state park, I go out to the beach to record my updates, I got to hang up my little Discover Pass to show the park ranger that I've paid my fee to go access public land I got to pay my fee so I can go record my update for you guys on the beach. I know you guys like the beach updates. Well, it's going to cost me a little bit more now. A little bit more for the beach updates. It's just disgusting. Imposing new ticket fee for sporting events and concerts. Yep, let's hit them there. Increase hunting and fishing license fees, including for youth and seniors. God forbid you get outside and touch some grass and go catch a fish. Yeah, let's go tax their butts too. Adding a 10-cent per beverage container tax. Yep, sure, might as well. Increasing the liquor license fees by 50%, including banquet permits for wedding and events. Thank goodness I already got my wedding done. Oh boy, that one already cost me an arm and a leg, and now I see the fees are going to be going up on that one too. Increasing the business and occupation tax on local manufacturers, retailers, wholesalers, financial institutions, and advanced computing businesses, and creates a new B&O surcharge on many of the state's largest employers. I wonder why we're going to be going into recession. But let's focus on the big bad orange man. Let's focus on Mr. President Donald J. Trump. Instead of increasing the tax here on manufacturers, retailers, everybody, basically, everybody. You ride your bike, we tax you. You breathe air, we tax you. You go fishing, we tax you. Give up your second car for the betterment of humanity while we fly around on PJs. Thank you very much. And keep on paying your taxes, little peasants. What are we doing here? 10% excise tax on duty-free stores. Impose a new tax on storage units and increase taxes on the sale of gold and silver and other precious metals. God forbid you hedge yourself against inflation. We're going to tax your butt for that too. New tax on Airbnb, VRBO, and other short-term rentals. Double the rental car tax rate and apply the tax to peer-to-peer car sharing services. Adds an additional tax on the sale of cell phones, smartwatches, and other devices. Increases the capital gains and estate tax. Yep. And this is a big reason why I will be moving my wealth out of this state. I'm in the process of it right now. Ain't going to be happening. Not going to be paying that. Not going to happen. We're going to be moving our wealth out of this state. Even if I continue living in this state, it's getting moved out. Not going to be happening. And then, of course, they have the unrealized capital gains tax. No other state is proposing such a thing. Taxing unrealized capital gains. This is what we call shooting yourself in the foot. Over and over and over again. But we did just pass in Washington a new bill, which will give first-time home buyers a down payment assistance, but only if you're only if you meet and you check a certain box. And I'm just going to leave it at that before I get a little bit too more upset with that. But can you guys let me know any examples of stupidity that you're seeing in your great state? I'm interested to read your comments on this one. And the main point, the reason why I'm sharing this, one, because I'm ticked off about it, being in one of these loony land states, but also because while we're so distracted on Trump and the tariffs and he's the big bad guy, these states are coming to kill your business. These states are coming to take your wealth. Oh, and it's only on the rich. No, it's on the job creators. This is why these states don't feel the relief that we're seeing on oil prices coming down and gas prices coming down in other states. Alabama below $2, and meanwhile, our states here in Looney Land, we're still paying $4 for a gallon of gas. Now, we're going to move in to an example here of a jurisdiction that's moving forward, doing the right things, and you've watched the investment capital flood in to Dubai because of their actions. This is Reese Merrick from Ripple. He's the Senior Executive Officer, Managing Director for the MENA region, based out of Dubai. And remember, Ripple has that new license out of the Dubai Financial Services. And they also have that new hub, that new hub that they've set up there in Dubai. They've planted a flag there in a big way. But we have the Dubai Land Department, a government entity that is responsible for the registration, organization, and promotion of real estate investments in Dubai, is Tokenizing real estate. This will be the first real estate registration entity in the Middle East to implement tokenization on property title deeds. So while we have some states just coming to tax and kill your business and take your wealth, we have other countries which have dropped their taxes down to nearly zero. Now they're going to be tokenizing real estate. They're tokenizing everything else. You can buy, basically, you can pay for anything with crypto in Dubai. It's a big difference and a stark contrast between the two separate approaches. And I think that we have to consider this with our XRP investments and our other investments. For those of us that have some wealth, that are running businesses, that have significant investments in the digital asset space, although on the national front, we're making considerable progress, you still have some states that are moving backwards. That's where strategic relocation is going to have to be considered. Now, speaking of strategic relocation, what we're watching right now is Ripple has minted XRP Ledger getting RLUSD and Ethereum also getting RLUSD. But they're strategically minting RLUSD on Ethereum so they can bridge back liquidity and ultimately provide an on-ramp for folks that are participating in it outside of our ecosystem to bring them back to the XRP Ledger. And this is growing rapidly. This is Aave right here. Remember, Aave is the world's largest liquidity protocol. You can supply, borrow, swap, stake, and more on this platform. And they are showing RLUSD by Ripple is growing quickly from 0 to 76 million supplied in just 4 days. Take a look at this chart right here. Wow. That's just in 4 days from 0 to nearly 80 million RLUSD for Aave. And that's just one platform where, this is getting, RLUSD is being brought to. Now, we have another one, Band Protocol. Stepping up, you can now build on the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain using Band Protocol as your oracle. Bring real-world data into your dApps and turn your ideas into reality. More integrations, more on-ramps, more ETFs, more liquidity, all coming to the XRP Ledger. We build the bridge over to Ethereum. We build out the EVM sidechain. And ultimately, it allows them to bring that liquidity back to the best source of liquidity in the world, which is the XRP Ledger. And this brings me to my next point, which is on the acquisition of Hidden Road. And I'm going to play a clip here from Monica Long, but I really want to get this point across to everybody. RLUSD is not going to replace XRP. RLUSD is complementary to XRP. And for folks saying that Ripple's abandoning the XRP Ledger by minting RLUSD on Ethereum, if this was the case, they would have stated that they were moving Hidden Road's liquidity to Ethereum. They're not. They said that Hidden Road's collateral backing that platform is going to be RLUSD on the XRP Ledger, and all of the post-trade settlement for this platform that settles $3 trillion on a yearly basis will be moving to the XRP Ledger, not Ethereum. So let's be very, very clear. If Ripple was abandoning us, right, would they be bringing all of this post-trade settlement to XRP Ledger, or would they be bringing it to Ethereum or somewhere else? They're bringing it to the XRP Ledger. Now, check this out. This is a statement from the CEO of Hidden Road, the company that's now been acquired by Ripple. Hidden Road has 20 times more balance sheet demand than supply. The Ripple deal solves this. They're talking about them being able to exponentially grow with their existing clients. And their existing clients are some clients that are moving the largest amount of trading in the world. Now, Monica Long does an interview here with CNBC, Beyond the Valley. And this is where I got the title of today's update. She says, we've grown our payment networks brick by brick through building exceptional liquidity management expertise, true last mile payouts, and owning the flow end to end. That's a big deal. With 60 plus licenses globally using XRP, RLUSD, and other digital assets. I am incredibly excited for what's to come through pairing prime brokerage services, post-trade settlement on the XRP Ledger, not on Ethereum, not on any other network, post-trade settlement on the XRP Ledger, and enterprise-grade custody. 2025 is shaping up to be the best year yet for Ripple. I'm going to play this clip here where she gets asked about more acquisitions. Take a listen in on this one. Monica Long from Ripple with CNBC. Here we go.
Yeah, and you mentioned Hidden Road earlier, the acquisition. Yeah. I think you spent 1.25 billion on that.
Yes.
Is that an indication that Ripple's going to be more acquisitive going forward now?
Yes.
Good. So we can expect some more M&A to come.
Yes, more exciting things for sure. I mean, this is a big deal. I mean, I think 1.25 billion marks it as one of the largest in crypto history. Being a crypto company, we stand alone as being an owner of a non-bank prime broker.
Yeah.
The Hidden Road, I'm so bullish on having this tight, like under one roof partnership at this point between a company that serves like hundreds of the highest volume trading financial institutions with our business, where we can be more of the blockchain tech infrastructure. And for them, I mean, they do $3 trillion annually. Revenue is super healthy, 100 million plus, and they can now get more risk capital using our balance sheet, so they can also grow their business exponentially.
And I have to ask you, maybe not in the current market, but I have to ask you about an IPO.
Yeah, and so the main point there, she said they just bought 100 million of revenue, right? They just bought another source of cash flow, right? 100 million of revenue. I don't know what that equates to as far as the bottom line cash flow that they earn from that revenue. But she says that they have access to hundreds of the largest volume institutions, largest trading volume institutions in the world. Where's it going to be settled up? On the XRP ledger. 10 billion daily, over 3 trillion on a yearly basis. How much of that? Well, apparently it's all going to be backed by RLUSD, and they're saying that all post-trade settlements coming to the XRP ledger. So it's going to be very interesting to start to watch these flows get brought to the XRP ledger when you combine it with all of the other additional inflows from ETFs, broader cryptocurrency regulation, giving everybody the green light and the safety that they need to feel comfortable investing in this space. It equates to massive amounts of inflows coming into XRP when XRP's already done something that's never done before to start off this year, with 16 days closed above $3. I know it's not a new all-time high that we all want, but that's right around the corner. We're already in an unprecedented moment for XRP and Ripple, and I would echo the comments here from Monica Long that 2025 will be the best year for Ripple and their business, and yes, for your investment in XRP too. Because I know a lot of folks are worried about that. Oh, Ripple's going to win. They're going to leave us behind. It's all going to be on the private ledger. No, wrong. David Schwartz himself has said that there are no two prices of XRP. You have private ledgers for messaging. That's what it's for. You guard protected walls for the institutions and central banks that need that, but you bridge that liquidity back to the XRP ledger, just like they're doing with RLUSD, and the expansion of how quickly this is just taking quantum leap after quantum leap, one of the largest acquisitions. And once again, just to bring it home one final time, they are not bringing this post-trade settlement to Ethereum, to anywhere else other than the XRP ledger. So lock in and prepare yourself for what is going to be the best year yet for Ripple and XRP. If you appreciate what we're doing, make sure you are liking our videos, helping us out by sharing them far and wide. And remember, I'm going to be dropping the Zebek Network Deep Dive at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight on my YouTube. I'm going to be premiering it, so make sure you guys tune in for that one. I think you're going to really enjoy it. And if you want to get tapped in for our Discord weekly call that takes place tomorrow and every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, you sign up through Patreon to get access to Discord. I appreciate everybody. We'll see you in the next one. God bless. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.